In this video, we're going to talk about a motorcycle called the Honda GB500, a motorcycle that, officially speaking, doesn't actually exist yet. So let's address that right from the start, because a good journalist doesn't hide an important caveat. They lead with it. What Honda actually launched is a motorcycle called the CB500. It was introduced in India, not in the UK, not in the United States, in India. But there's a reason why we, along with a growing number of media outlets covering the story, believe that name probably won't survive when the motorcycle eventually reaches the global market. Back in November 2024, Honda quietly filed trademarks for GB500S in the United States and GB500 in Europe. Not CB500, GB500. And that matters because Honda has used a similar strategy before. The motorcycle sold in India as the NES CB350 became the GB350 when it was introduced in export markets. The engine and platform remained essentially the same. Only the name was adapted for the target market. Now Honda has introduced the CB500 in India. Interestingly, this motorcycle no longer uses the familiar 471 cubic centimeters parallel twin engine. Instead, Honda has introduced a new 501 cubic centimeters single-cylinder engine that is air and oil-cooled, producing around 28 horsepower and 43 newton-meters of torque. That power is sent through a 5-speed transmission equipped with a slipper clutch. And that single-cylinder configuration is a very important clue, because Honda once had a motorcycle called the GB500 back in the 1980s. That motorcycle used an air-cooled single-cylinder engine with cafe racer styling, openly inspired by British 500 cubic centimeters motorcycles from the 1950s and 1960s, including legendary machines such as the Manx Norton and BSA Gold Star. Because of that, it's very possible that Honda isn't simply bringing back an old name. They may be trying to position this new motorcycle in essentially the same segment that the original GB500 occupied roughly 40 years ago. And coincidentally, the modern revival of the BSA Gold Star is aimed directly at that same segment. While Honda's motorcycle is still only a rumor supported by trademark filings, the BSA Gold Star 650 is already a real production motorcycle. It has been on the market and in production for around 3 years. The Gold Star uses a 652 cubic centimeters liquid-cooled DOHC 4-valve single-cylinder engine with twin spark plugs, producing around 45 horsepower and 55 newton-meters of torque. Clearly, its engine is significantly larger and more powerful than what Honda is currently offering. The Gold Star also comes equipped with Brembo brakes, weighs more than 200 kilograms, and starts at around 337,000 Indian rupees in India, while the Legacy Edition costs more than 400,000 rupees. In the UK, pricing starts at around £6,000. So, in simple terms, that's the trade-off. The Gold Star is heavier and more expensive, but it's also considerably more powerful. On top of that, it's already a mature product, with roughly 3 years of real-world ownership experience from its customers. Now let's compare the two motorcycles directly, with one very important disclaimer. The Honda figures we're using here are still based on the specifications of the Indian market CB500, not official specifications for a global GB500. On paper, BSA clearly wins when it comes to power and torque. The Gold Star produces 45 horsepower and 55 newton-meters, while the Honda makes only around 28 horsepower and 43 newton-meters. That's a substantial difference. But when we start talking about price, the story changes. Estimates in India put the CB500 somewhere between 260,000 and 315,000 rupees, which could make it nearly 100,000 rupees cheaper than the Gold Star. That potential advantage is also backed by Honda's long-standing reputation for reliability and its well-established dealer network, built over decades. That's very different from BSA, which has only recently returned to the market and is still working to rebuild consumer trust after being absent for so long. As of right now, Honda has not confirmed a global launch, an official name, a launch schedule, or final specifications for markets outside India. Industry rumors suggest a possible European debut at EICMA 2027, with sales potentially beginning as early as 2028. That still gives Honda plenty of time to change the specifications, design details, pricing, or even the name itself. On the other hand, BSA isn't completely without its own challenges. The brand is owned by Classic Legends, a company that still has to prove that a revived legendary motorcycle brand can compete successfully over the long term against major manufacturers with established global service networks. So, don't let the marketing strategy of either brand make the decision for you. One motorcycle is real, but it still has to prove what long-term ownership will actually be like. The other is still just a rumor, supported by trademark filings and nostalgia for a legendary name that has been around for more than 40 years.